Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the characters in A Midsummer Night's Dream because if you haven't noticed, there are many characters. Even though the story itself is not very long, um, there's a lot of characters. And so I wanted to talk you through who the main characters are and provide you with some material here that you can refer back to in case you get confused about who's doing what and how they're related to each other. So I just wanted to talk you through these characters. The first character at the top, his name is Puck. Now that's a silly name, and Shakespeare did that on purpose because Puck is a silly character. He is a fairy. Now remember, the story is going to be about fantasy, and a lot of the action takes place in the forest, and the fairies live in the forest. And so Puck is a fairy, and he's Oberon's jester. Now, notice Oberon here. He's the king of the fairies. Notice he has wings. These are tiny little supernatural things that fly around in the forest, and Oberon is the king of the fairies. Puck works for him as a jester, and a jester is a person who entertains you, and he's hired to make you laugh. That's what jesters do. So he's kind of a comic relief because he does silly things, he does stupid things. But also during the story, he might be referred to as Robin Goodfellow because that's his real name. But he is a mischievous fairy and he loves to play tricks on mortals, human beings. Now, Oberon is the king of the fairies. And the deal with him is that he is currently in an argument, a tiff with his wife. His wife is Titania here, because she doesn't want him to have control of this young Indian prince. He would like to take this young boy and make him into a knight or a soldier. And Titania took the boy in and adopted him because he had no parents. And she wants to love him and nurture him and bring him up to be a nice young man. Oberon wants him to become a soldier. So they're arguing about it. So Titania is beautiful. She's his wife. She is the queen of the fairies. Okay. Um, Lysander is the next character I want to talk to you about. He's a young man that lives in Athens, Greece, and he's in love with Hermia, this lady right here. Now, the story is that they run away into the forest, um, and we'll talk about why they run away in a little bit when we read chunk one. But they run away together, but Lysander becomes victim of some magic that happens that gets screwed up and ends up falling in love with Helena when he wakes up from his sleep in the forest. Now, Helena is this lady right here. Now, here's where the plot starts to get complicated, okay? Helena is also a young lady from Athens, and she's in love with Demetrius, okay? Now, follow me here. Hermia and Lysander are a couple, okay? Hermia and Helena are best friends. Helena and Demetrius, they've been engaged before, okay? But they're not getting along right now at the beginning of this story because Demetrius has kind of fallen in love with Hermia, okay? He thinks he's in love with her anyway, okay? And you'll learn more about the details on that when we start reading the story. So it's kind of like a love triangle, but I like to call it a love square because they do not, um, there's friction, there's tension, um, and you'll see more when the story gets started. Aegeus is Hermia's father, okay, her daddy. He gives Demetrius permission to marry her. But of course, she loves Lysander, so she doesn't want to marry Demetrius. Okay. And then Theseus is the heroic Duke of Athens, and he's like the mayor of Decatur. Okay, he's in charge and he enforces laws. Not only is he like, the royal leader of Athens, but he also, enforces the law. And Hippolyta is the legendary queen of the Amazons. She's engaged to Theseus. Okay. Um, but these characters at the bottom are not main characters. I just want you to remember specifically the differences between Puck and Oberon, Titania, Lysander and Hermia, and Helena and Demetrius. And remember that Aegeus is Hermia's father. Theseus is the Duke of Athens. Okay? I hope you enjoy reading the story.